I'm Niall, Alistair's younger brother. And it's really great to be standing here today because it gives me the perfect opportunity to get back at Ali for stabbing me with a pencil when I was 5 years old. Right under the nipple.
Under the nipple, that's acceptable, I think.
And it's about time that Ali finally admitted that I am the best man. It gets a lot worse. Now, before I really get going, let me just say that I've known Ali ever since I was born. And therefore, he's played a major role in the development of my sense of humour. So although I've tried to make this speech as funny as possible, please blame Ali if it's not. A comic can only be as good as the material he's working with, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm told that the best speech makers follow 3 very simple rules. Stand up, speak up, and then very quickly, shut up. In fact, a wise man once said that the best man's speech should last as long as the groom makes love. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, in all seriousness, I'm sure my brother has great stamina. It's his aim I'm worried about, but we'll get to that later. First, I'd like to ask both Ali and Beth to be active participants in my speech. Beth, will you place your left hand on the table there? Okay, and then Alistair, can you place your right hand on top of her hand? Perfect, very nice. Please keep that just like that for the rest of the speech. And believe me, Ali, you'll regret it if you don't. Now, what can I say about Ali? He's hilarious, charming, dynamic, handsome, intelligent...
Wrong speech.
Hey, Ali, what does this say? I can't read your handwriting. Okay. Enough with the jokes, Ali really is all of these things, but I don't want you to take Ali's word for it. The physicist Edward Deming once famously said, "In God we trust, all others must bring data." And so in order to tell you a little bit about my brother, I thought I'd better have some strong supporting evidence for his fine attributes, and what better place to find such information on people than on the internet. A quick Google search of Alistair Timothy Batson shows that he was born in Mexico City on September the 4th, 1975. I tried to link this day to some major world event, but it would appear that nothing else of note happened on that day. Although the hospital staff do still refer to it as Jueves Feo. For those of you who do not have a beautiful Cuban wife, as your living Spanish translator, this means Ugly Thursday. Now, you may not believe me that actually Ali is Mexican, especially with such a big English accent. But thanks to Google, I have the data to prove it. If you'd all like to reach under your seats, 2 of you on each of these tables will have a packet of evidence from my internet searching. I have one of my seats. Here's mine. I think there's some down here too, so please go get it. And then what I need you to do is open up the packet of evidence. Quite useful. Hold on a second. Okay. I have some... Okay, perfect, that's great. Okay. So... here we get started. Okay, please open up to Exhibit 1. There we will find the Google search results when you search Alistair Batson on Google. There's not many Alistair Batsons, so you're in trouble, really. Yeah. You will see quite clearly that second on the list is the US Citizenship and Immigration Services Most Wanted Illegal Immigrant List. A click on that link will take you to Exhibit 2 in your pack. Please open Exhibit 2. I've got it right here. This one right here. Very good. Okay, This is a picture of Alistair's original Mexican passport. Thanks, Mum. Ali, it's a good thing that you got married today, because otherwise I think immigration services might revoke that green card they're sending you based on this photograph alone. Okay. Next up on the Google search of Ali was the website theparentalpowerofhumiliation.com, which provides parents with the tools for effective parenting, primarily using embarrassment, something my mother did in strong earnest during our childhood. The link took us to Exhibit 3. That's a great one, I think. Here's Exhibit 3. Okay, it's from Christmas Nativity, which Ali has given the unfortunate role of Lamb of God. As you can surmise from the picture, Joseph clearly went on to be the ladies' man, while Ali proved a bit more sheepish. Don't worry, Ali, nice guys always get the girl. Well done, well done. And your hands still together. What? Put your hands still together, you got left hand. Okay. Where was I? Right, speaking of getting the girl, the next Google search result was howtoscore.com. Very interesting. I was fascinated too. And now, starting with the fateful Lamb of God incident circa 1979, Ali was never really been that suave with the ladies, or so he's led us to believe. This particular link forever memorialises Alistair's smoothest manoeuvre in all of his dating history. The moment he set his sights on Beth. They were playing indoor football, that's soccer to the Americans in the room, when he spotted the beautiful Beth in midfield, I heard. Now, Beth may be the Americans' posh Spice, but Ali is certainly no David Beckham. So he needed to have to enlist some help of some much better soccer players to win Beth's heart. This is where his friend Sven came into the loop. Ali commissions Sven to kick the ball towards Beth so he could work his way over there. Turns out Sven's aim is decidedly better than Ali's, because he kicked the ball straight into Beth's face. No one was there to photographically document this epic moment, but for the sake of illustrative thoroughness, the website does provide you with a photographic reenactment with the help of a bit of crude Photoshop work. It's right here. Have a look. As you can imagine, this resulted in tears and despair. Enter Ali. Yes. The sensitive, caring English gentleman. Oh yes, Mexican, good point. The rest, ladies and gentlemen, we should say is history. Right. Now, next on the list was Ali's beer profile on beers.livingsocial.com. That's right, Ali loves beer so much, he even has an online profile about it. Now, if Ali were beer, that beer would best be described as hoppy, I think, with incredible detail and a strong essence of sarcasm, along with a warning label suggesting the avoidance of football while under the influence, I think. The fact that Ali can drink a significant amount of beer in one sitting is not lost on anyone either. In the words of our friend Daniel's story, my sip is equivalent to Ali's pint. You may wonder why it's beer that Ali prefers, but that I, alas, cannot divulge. As I solemnly promised not to share the story of how Ali vomited in my shoes in Yosemite after drinking a complete picture of kamikaze shots. Don't worry, Al, my lips are sealed. Now, one thing my family has always said about Ali is that if something can go wrong, it will. So, it was no surprise to find on the Google results, oops.com. Yeah. On the Ali Batson portion of this site, there was example after example of Ali's shit for luck, ranging from his boarding school went bankrupt to his several car crashes. But the story that really takes the biscuit is that of Ali's broken leg. Now, I guess if you're going to break a leg, you might as well do it thoroughly and catastrophically. And that's exactly what Ali did.
I'd like to say that I could not break my leg, somebody was quite happy to do it for me.
Yeah. For those of you with delicate sensibilities, though, you may want to abstain from looking at Exhibit 6. It's just the radiographic images of Ali's features. It's this one here. Okay. This injury was sustained while playing soccer, and as you can see, both his fibula and his tibia, or as Ali put it in his documented things, his tibula, snapped in a rather unfortunate manner. Perhaps more impressive than his injury was the thoroughness with which he chronicled this event. Only a model maker would put such painstaking effort into this. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a miniature model of this sitting on his mantelpiece at home. Okay. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My brother, a Mexican who lacks a natural Latino knack for footballing and wooing the ladies, who drinks like a fish, who's deeply scarred from dressing up like a sheep, and for whom things always seem to go wrong. Beth, it may not be too late to get an annulment at this point. Your hand's still in place. Jeepers, put them back. So there you have it. Oh, I got it. In all seriousness, Ali may have his shortcomings, but most importantly, he's an amazingly generous person who is loyal, supportive, caring, and would do anything for his friends and family. He's an adventurer who lives life to the max. He's a great photographer who is incredibly creative, and it really is a shame that there isn't a website out there called heartofgold.com, as I know he would be on the homepage. To finish off, I'd like to turn to Beth. I think we can all agree she looks simply stunning today. And let me be the first to welcome you to our family, which is quickly starting to resemble the United Nations General Assembly. What with the Brits, the Gibraltarians, the Cubans, and now the Americans fully represented. I've been married for 2 years now, Beth, and so I do feel qualified to offer you a little bit of marriage advice. Beth, here are my 5 key tips for successful marriage. A man who will treat you right and always stand by your side. A man who will shower you with gifts and compliments. A man who will comfort you in times of trouble. And a man who will please you and grant your every request. And most importantly, make sure that each man does not know that the other ones exist. I did do a Google search for Beth Blanchard as well, and I thought that my final piece of data would be from the top of those search results. And that top of the link is Exhibit 7, which is perfectcouples.com. I think we'll all agree that there couldn't be a better couple to celebrate, both online and in real life. Now, in case you're wondering why I asked you to place your hand on top of Beth's, which it is still, it's good. I will tell you now. Ali, it's been my great pleasure that I'm able to give you the last 5 minutes in which you will ever have the upper hand over Beth. And the blues, weird, Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and raise your glasses to love, laughter, and happily ever after. To Ali and Beth. Cheers.